And what is your ultimate message then to the Gen Zs or Gen Alphas? Like, I know you talk a lot about saving is the wrong thing to do and investing is what you want to do. Is that the message to them, or is there a message right now when you can't buy a home in America and the government's printing money at just such a massive pace and the national debt service is bigger than the defense budget? Is there a way out?
I think it goes back to, kind of that main message in the book, which is you have agency. And so, one of the things that I put in the book that I thought was kind of an inside joke or hilarious is I put two letters back to back that contradict each other. One is all my rich friends sold too early, and the other is buy great assets that hold them forever, right? But you have the agency to decide which is which. You have to understand, for me, Bitcoin is the thing that I'm going to hold forever. There are other things that I'm going to sell well beyond before they get to the top of a market, and that's okay. But I have the agency to make that decision. Then there's stories and lessons like spend less than you make. Why is that important? Well, so many people, and there's such this culture of don't spend the $5 on coffee. But actually, it's easier for people probably to go make an extra $500 per week than it is to cut out $500 from their monthly expenses or their weekly expenses. And so for young people, it is, if you want a certain life, you have the agency to go create that life. But you have to take risk. And taking risk early is much better than trying to take risk later, because the secret of life is that you will not take the risk later if you don't take it early. And so don't get comfortable. Do what you want to do now when you have much less to risk. And so one of the things that I always tell these young people is I say, listen, I'm not that much older than you. I'm 36 years old. It's not like I'm 50. But the world has changed so much in the 15 years since I graduated college. Instead, what if I could go back and do it again? Would I do? I would take immense amounts of risk. I would do everything I possibly could to live for 5 or 10 years the way no one wants to, so that I could live the way that most people can't live for the rest of my life. It's all about that sacrifice and risk taking. And so in society, we have now become a society of safety. The word risk is toxic. It's radioactive. No one wants to take risk. But that is where the return is. You get paid the return for the risk you take. That's true in financial markets. It's true in life. If you look at your life and you're 30 years old, you say, I've taken no risk. I went to a great school. I then went and I got a graduate degree. I then joined this corporation. I've worked here for 8 years. Look at how amazing and safe my life is. You probably don't have financial freedom because you didn't take the risk. You didn't put the work in. And so I think that really is the message is to these young people is, listen, bet on yourself. Figure out how to put yourself in a position where you can get upside in what you do, whether it's equity at a company you work in, build a company, figure out how to do investing, side jobs, whatever. Figure out a way to put yourself in a situation where you do not have limited upside in terms of your compensation. On top of that, work. One of the most controversial things that I tweet from time to time, which always cracks me up, is I say some version of the people who I know who are successful have done it by working hard. And I get a ton of people who come up with all of the edge cases and reasons why and all this stuff. None of the people I know that are successful are responding negatively to that tweet. Instead, they're DMing me privately saying, I agree. But they just don't want the nonsense of replying publicly. And so if we live in a society where the concept of hard work has become controversial, it tells you exactly where the psychological state of so many people are. And so if you are a young person and you work hard, you do what you say you're going to do, and you take risk, you got a way higher probability of reaching financial security and also finding happiness. One of the things that's under discussed, and I talk about in the book, is that humans are happiest when they are creating things, creating a family, creating relationships, creating a portfolio, creating a company, creating a product, right? Creating experiences. Like humans were built to create. And so if you take risks, if you create things, if you are able to stomach volatility, you are on the right path. The hard part is it's difficult. And so if it's difficult, most people don't want to do it. And so, whether you're talking about working out, financial discipline, or simply what are you going to do for work? Real easy not to go to the gym. Real easy not to take that risk on a financial asset. Real easy to take the salary over the upside. But as we know, history just repeats over and over and over again. And so I think that young people who figure that out earlier rather than later are just in a better spot.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business.
which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.